The sun's rays fall on the surface of the ocean, creating a magical world of coral reefs and dazzling fish. But once you go down just 200 meters below the surface, that light begins to fade and the temperature drops dramatically. Welcome to the realm of the deep sea giants. It is divided into 3 zones: the twilight zone, the midnight zone, and the abyssal zone, which goes from 200 meters to 4,000 meters. What creatures lurk in these murky depths? The answer might surprise you. In the darkest depths of our oceans, we find ourselves in a world like no other. Sunlight cannot penetrate these depths, leaving us in perpetual darkness. Water temperatures hover just above freezing, and the pressure is thousands of times greater than at the surface. Yet life still persists here. And some creatures have adapted not just to survive, but to thrive in this extreme environment. They are the inhabitants of hell, where even the smallest organisms exhibit incredible adaptations and resilience. Some of the most fearsome predators in the ocean live in the deepest parts of the water, such as the colossal squid. With its massive size and powerful tentacles, it is perfectly adapted for catching prey in the dark depths. The giant isopod, a crustacean that resembles a gigantic pillbug or potato bug, uses its tough armor-like shell to protect itself from predators while it scavenges for food. Gulper eels can swallow large prey whole thanks to their expandable stomachs, while anglerfish use their bioluminescent lures to attract unsuspecting victims. These creatures are not only well adapted to their environment, but they also exhibit incredible hunting strategies and feeding adaptations. So what makes deep-sea creatures grow so big? It turns out that the deeper you go into the ocean, the larger the animals tend to be. This phenomenon has puzzled scientists for years, but recent research suggests that it may have to do with the availability of food. The deep sea is home to a variety of ecosystems, each with its own unique set of inhabitants. From the twilight zone, where sunlight still filters down from the surface, to the midnight zone and beyond, the diversity of life is astounding. In fact, despite the harsh conditions, there are more species in the deep sea than in the shallow waters. This is because the deep sea is a vast and mostly unexplored habitat. Much of what we know about it comes from deep-sea fishing and underwater exploration, and new species are still being discovered regularly. So the next time you think of the ocean, remember that much of its biodiversity lies hidden in the darkest depths. The deep sea is a place where creatures must adapt to survive. The pressure of these depths is immense, reaching over 1,000 times that of the surface. This can crush many organisms, but some have evolved to thrive under such intense pressure. For example, many deep-sea creatures have flexible bodies that allow them to withstand the crushing pressure of the deep sea. Others have developed special proteins and cellular structures that help them maintain their shape and function under extreme pressure. Despite the lack of sunlight, many deep-sea creatures have adapted to this environment by evolving the ability to produce their own light through a process called bioluminescence. This allows them to communicate, attract mates, and hunt prey in the darkness of the deep sea. Bioluminescence is also used by some deep-sea creatures for defense, such as the anglerfish, which uses a glowing lure to attract prey before consuming it. Let us take a closer look at some of the most amazing creatures that call the deep sea home. First, we have the colossal squid. This massive creature can grow up to 13 meters long with eyes the size of basketballs. Its huge size and strength make it a formidable predator in the deep sea, preying on fish and other squid. But don't worry, although the colossal squid is a fearsome predator, it doesn't pose a threat to humans. That is because it lives in the southern oceans, and humans rarely venture that far into the deep sea. However, the colossal squid has been known to attack and eat other deep-sea creatures, including the sperm whale, which is one of its few natural enemies. So while it doesn't pose a threat to humans, it is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the deep-sea ecosystem. Next, we have the giant isopod. This strange-looking creature is a type of crustacean that lives on the seafloor. It's not actually a bug, but a crustacean related to the common woodlouse. However, unlike its small and numerous cousins in the land, the giant isopod grows to enormous proportions, reaching lengths of up to 50 centimeters. These creatures are scavengers, feeding on dead animals that sink to the seafloor. They're also known for their slow movement and metabolism, which allows them to survive for long periods without food. In fact, giant isopods have been found to enter a state of near hibernation when food is scarce, allowing them to survive for up to 10 years without eating. That's an incredible adaptation to help them survive in the harsh conditions of the deep sea. Another amazing deep-sea creature is the gulper eel. As the name suggests, This eel has an extremely large mouth that it uses to gulp down prey. It also has a very long digestive tract that allows it to consume very large meals. The gulper eel is a carnivorous predator, feeding on smaller fish and deep-sea creatures. It's also known for its unusual appearance, including its large, protruding eyes and pink, slimy skin. Despite its somewhat grotesque appearance, the gulper eel is an important part of the deep-sea ecosystem and plays an important role in keeping the population of other deep-sea creatures under control. Finally, we have the anglerfish. This fish is famous for its bioluminescent lure that it uses to attract prey. The anglerfish has a small light-producing organ on top of its head that it dangles in front of its mouth, like a fishing rod. The light attracts smaller fish and other deep-sea creatures who are then easy prey for the anglerfish. Anglerfish come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, but they all have one thing in common: their bioluminescent lure. Some anglerfish have multiple lures, while others have lures shaped like appendages or even entire animals. Anglerfish are found in all of the world's oceans and are an important part of the deep seafood chain. But these are just a few of the many amazing creatures that inhabit the deep sea. From the giant squid to the anglerfish, the deep sea is full of bizarre, fascinating creatures that continue to amaze us. Now, let's talk about how humans explore this mysterious habitat. Exploring the ocean depths is no easy feat. The deep sea is a dangerous and challenging environment, but that hasn't stopped humans from trying to explore it. One way that scientists learn about the deep sea is through deep-sea fishing. By using specialized equipment, fishermen are able to catch deep-sea creatures and bring them up to the surface for study. However, deep-sea fishing can also have negative impacts on the deep-sea ecosystem. Overfishing and the use of destructive fishing methods can damage the delicate balance of the deep sea and threaten the survival of many deep-sea species. That's why it's important to practice sustainable fishing methods and protect vulnerable deep-sea habitats. Another way that scientists explore the deep sea is through underwater exploration. Using submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, and other tools, scientists are able to observe and collect samples from the deep-sea environment without disturbing it. In recent years, several deep-sea expeditions have made incredible discoveries, such as new species of deep-sea creatures and evidence of hydrothermal vents, which are areas where hot water and minerals are released from the Earth's crust. These discoveries have helped us to better understand the deep-sea environment and the incredible life that exists there. One of the most famous deep-sea expeditions was the Mariana Trench expedition in 2019. This expedition was led by the Deep Sea Challenge and the Schmidt Ocean Institute and explored the deepest part of the Mariana Trench, the Challenger Deep. The team used a state-of-the-art submersible to reach the bottom of the trench and made several incredible discoveries, including new species of deep-sea creatures and evidence of plastic pollution in the deep sea. The expedition was also notable because it marked the first time a crewed submarine had reached the Challenger Deep since the Trieste in 1960. Another notable deep-sea mission was the Nippon Foundation and GEPCO Seabed 2030 project. This project aims to map the ocean floor in high resolution by 2030. The project will use a variety of technologies, including ship-based sonar and underwater robots, to create detailed maps of the ocean floor. These maps will help scientists better understand the ocean environment and the many challenges facing our planet, such as rising sea levels and ocean acidification. However, the deep sea is not without its threats. Trawling, which is a method of fishing that involves dragging a net along the seafloor, can damage fragile deep-sea habitats and species like corals. Deep-sea mining, which involves extracting minerals and other valuable resources from the ocean floor, is also a growing concern as it can have significant impacts on deep-sea ecosystems. Climate change is another major threat to the deep sea. As global temperatures rise, the ocean absorbs much of the excess heat, leading to rising sea levels and ocean acidification. This can have cascading effects on the deep-sea ecosystem, affecting the availability of food and oxygen for deep-sea creatures. Despite these challenges, there is hope for the future of the deep sea. By working together, we can reduce our impact on the deep sea and protect its fragile ecosystems for future generations. The deep sea is a truly remarkable place, home to a wealth of biodiversity and some of the most amazing creatures on Earth. From the giant squid to the anglerfish, the creatures that live in the deep sea are truly inspiring. By learning more about the deep sea and the challenges it faces, we can work towards a future where humans and deep-sea creatures can coexist. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the deep sea. We hope you've enjoyed learning about some of the most amazing creatures that live in the darkest depths of our oceans. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to explore the world around us and discover the wonders of nature. So keep your eyes open and your mind curious, and you never know what you might find. Until next time, happy exploring.